Rusty Wallace had been the leader coming onto pit road. They had some troubles, and watch some of these close calls.
Watch as they go off pit road, and the jackman for the 1 car comes out and almost backs into Jeff Gordon, the 24 car. It's so crowded down there. Meanwhile, back to the green.
Ward Burton's the leader. Ryan Newman is second. Jeff Burton third. Robbie Gordon fourth. Bill Elliott fifth. Rusty Wallace out sixth. Jeff Gordon made a second pit stop under the caution. Those reports in a second. First, let's check out the traffic. Kyle Petty there trying to get a lap back. He's in 38th place.
Pretty spiffy right now and getting that lap back. Here's a battle for the lead. Newman on the inside in that 12 car. Is he going to do it? This is good. The 22 car, this cat car we've seen all day long, seems to run the outside groove about as well as anyone.
Yeah, I think he's hanging there pretty good, especially after the restart. That right front tire has no temperature in it, so for him to hang like that for the first 2 or 3 laps on cold tires is pretty good.
This was supposed to be the benefit of the track grinding in the bottom lane, to equal out the 2 lanes and make for good side-by-side racing.
And if you watch Ward, he keeps those left sides down, like we were talking about, right where that track was grooved, so it's working for him anyway.
Here comes Jeff Burton for second.
Now, the 12 car could not get the grip on the inside to pass Ward. Can Jeff get the grip on the inside to pass 12? Yes, he did.
Very nice. So the Burton brothers from South Boston, Virginia, just up the road from here, out in front. Bill Elliott, Tony Stewart, 9 and 20, racing for 6th and 7th.
How about that? Tony Stewart, what a terrific run he's had.
His car is right. Those guys were right down in the garage area. His car looks pretty strong.
Gap was 97 coming into the day. Stewart right now running in 7th. Jimmy Johnson, 48 car, running back in 17th. Mark Martin running in 13th.
Ryan Newman all of a sudden is losing not only the lead, but he's lost the 2nd spot, the 3rd spot. He's back to 4th.
Manufacturers Championship, 5 races to go. Ford and Chevy have won 10 races apiece.
And Jeff Bodine, who's a lap down, just went by Ryan Newman.
Now, here comes Rusty Wallace in that 2 car. He went into pit road with the lead. He came out in 6th place. Had a little problem on his stop. Bill, what happened there?
Well, it's something that we're probably going to see throughout the day, Alan, because this pit road is so congested. Everybody trying to get the job done just a tick faster. They had a lug nut hang on the left front tire. Had to go back and hit it again. That slowed up the stop, dropped Rusty all the way back to 6th on the restart. And Jeff Gordon had to come to pit road for a second visit. His problem was on the left rear on the 24 car. Gordon had a lug nut that wasn't tight enough when he left. The guys called him back, tightened the lug nut, topped it off with fuel, and sent him back. That put him deeper in the field.
Yeah, put him all the way back to 35th. He's picked up 2 of those spots now and runs in 33rd place. So watching Jeff Gordon try and make up some lost track position. Problem for him, he's basically a half a lap behind the leaders.
And that's the biggest problem. I think Jeff Gordon's got a pretty good race car, but trying to get his way through this traffic. The 12 car keeps falling back. He's gone back to 7th spot. Dave, what's going on?
Well, Ryan has not radioed back to his crew, but twice he's been told run the bottom if you can, and he ran the top, and so you would think that his car wants to be up there, or Ryan would like to run up there. Finally, they radio back to him, that's better. He ran the bottom, and they said that's better offense right now. So it does look as if Ryan would like to run on top if he can, but in order to keep other cars behind him, he needs to stick to the bottom groove.
Yeah, he can't. He just cannot run. Every time he goes to the top, they keep blowing by him. As bad as he may want to go up there, he can't. His car is just not working well.
Is there such a thing as setting your car up to run one lane or the other here?
I think right now, yesterday, everything was a question mark. So I don't think anyone set the car up for anywhere. They just kind of took their best guess and tried to figure out where it would land today.
Yeah, I think you set the car up however you can get through the corner, however you can get the car to roll through the center, if it winds up in the high lane or the low line, it doesn't matter. You just want to let it roll through the center, and you need that bite up off the corner.
You see Newman running right down at the bottom, but if you look up ahead of him, Bill Elliott, Tony Stewart, they're kind of up a half lane to a lane running through the corners. Watch the red and orange cars here where they run versus Newman, who's hugging that yellow curb.
Well, what they're doing is they're putting their right sides in that old concrete, letting the left sides get down in the new concrete. And this seems to be working for them.
Here's Stewart on Elliott. Be for 5th place.
Of course, Tony Stewart's car is working pretty well down in that smoother ground asphalt. Concrete, I should say.
Look at the front end of those cars dive when they go for the brakes.
Ground the brakes hard. Hey, Tony's car gets off of turn 4 on the bottom really good. Now turn 2, the last lap, Elliott got off a little bit better on the high side, but nope, Tony's going to take the spot.
So Tony Stewart to 5th and Bill Elliott back to 6th.
We talked about those cars, the nose diving when they get to the corner. We have a brake camera on board Mike Skinner's Kodak Film Chevrolet, and we'll show you just how much heat, how much pressure is applied to those right front brakes. Off the corner, we see Skinner's pretty good. It's nice and cool. When he gets corner, hits the brakes, we see the rotor instantly turn cherry red. But I'm impressed. Mike Skinner is not using a lot of brakes. Very nice, Mike. If he was using a lot of brakes, it would be that color all the way around the racetrack.
Yeah, like I said earlier, another thing that really helps today on the brakes is the temperatures. Nice, cool day today. That gives those rotors a little bit of a chance to cool off. But if you're not using a lot of brake, like Mike is not using a lot of brake, that means this car's rolling through the center pretty good.
And we always talk about negative camber. In other words, the tire leaned in at the top. One reason to do that, watch the bottom of this tire when it gets to the corner, and we put a lot of pressure, and watch how it tries to roll under. Well, that's taking that negative camber out. It's making the entire tire make contact with the racetrack, the fact that it's leaned in on the top.
So Mike Skinner in the Kodak car, 25th place right now. 12 seconds behind leader Ward Burton. The Burton brothers out in front. Ward and Jeff. Robbie Gordon, solid run in 3rd. Rusty Wallace, who has led more laps than anyone so far, has come back to 4th. They're using up the fenders at Martinsville, a final short track race of the season.
I can't sleep, Mom. There are monsters in